Separation of children and their families at the U.S.-Mexico border. A call to action. What you should know. As of February 2020, the U.S. Border Patrol has apprehended over 7,000 unaccompanied minors at the U.S.-Mexico border. U.S. law allows these children and teens to be detained, but in many cases, those apprehended do not fully fit the qualifications for an unaccompanied minor. Under U.S. law, unaccompanied alien children are defined as migrants under 18 years old with no lawful status in the United States and who have no parent or legal guardian available to care for them. Despite the term's connotation, these children do not necessarily enter the country alone. Some arrive with family members and are separated at the border. Others are abandoned by smugglers or fellow migrants near the border. Many families and children arriving at the border are fleeing from complex situations such as domestic violence, political tension, and gang violence. Some parents also send their children to the border to escape forced conscription into gangs and other dangerous situations. So, what are the legal reasons for separation of families? 1. If the parents have criminal records. 2. No familial relations can be determined. Or 3. The family violated immigration law. The issue with this is many times it is left up to the discretion of Border Patrol whether the family has violated one of these 3 claims. Families have been separated for something as little as a traffic violation on one of the parents' records. What are the impacts of familial separation on the child? Trauma, disturbed development, and psychological damage can all occur. After effects of familial separation. Detainment. The government places children in shelters until they can be placed in foster homes or sent back across the border. Children are only given to appropriate foster families 1/3 of the time. Tracking problems. Once the children are sent to foster homes, they aren't tracked. This makes it extremely difficult for parents to locate their children if they are released. An absurd amount of children are lost into the system because of this. Poor records. Many children who are detained and separated from their families are documented as unaccompanied minors. This makes it near impossible for parents to retrieve their children from the facilities. Parents still in custody. Recently, many child detainment centers have been releasing children, but many of the children's parents are still in custody and thus they have nowhere to go. What can you do to help this situation? 1. Educate yourself about the issues the children and their families are facing in their home countries. Understanding is the first step to change. 2. Speak out about it. Research organizations that are fighting for immigration rights and volunteer with them. Don't be silent. 3. Look into charities and organizations that are helping at the border, and if you can, donate. And lastly, write to your congressman and local government to ask how they are handling these issues.